Hey guys, it's Simmy, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. But starting a little late because I lost a little track of time because of this. Let me show you guys what's going on outside of the house right now. Let's get this to load up, and we go boom. That's my front yard. Look at all that snow right here. See if you can see this right here. Here is a walkway. You can't tell. You kind of can tell because I'm showing it, but it's all completely covered. That's a little concrete walkway. And then there's a wooden little, I don't know, it's maybe 2-inch tall, if that, wooden little base thing around this where there's a tree that's dead. But the snow is almost completely covered over that. So it's just kind of an indicator of how much snow we're getting already. It started snowing a little before or during the SmackDown main event. So that would have been 9:45 Central Time. But you can see the snow still coming down. We're supposed to be getting this all night. And if we do switch the camera over to color mode, you don't really see the snowflakes though. So that's why I left it on black and white. What's it called? Night mode. But I thought that would be something cool to share. Pop that on. And yeah. Supposed to get a historic winter weather storm. Snowing good tonight. And potentially even a worse snow tomorrow. So we'll see how it all does go. Maybe we jump back and look at the camera later on in the stream as well, just to see if there's any more accumulation of snow. But I'm excited because I like the snow. I really, really do. But we got SmackDown to talk about that. Since moving to 3 hours, this one felt 3 hours. The other ones were all, not bad. I'm not saying this was a bad show. This one felt long. Because once we got to that third hour, I'm like, oh, crap, we still have got more of this show to go. Like, we got to, it was like 8:50, 8:45 Central Time. And I'm like, why have we not seen the main event? Why have we not seen that? Or the women's tag? And I'm like, oh, crap. We got a whole other hour of this. So, yeah, it kind of dragged a little, if I do say so myself. The first one of these new 3-hour shows that did kind of drag, and we'll get into all of that and more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. That's twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. You can either hit that donate button down below or donate Twitch bits in the live chat. That's the best way to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air on Twitch. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out over there by hitting that donate, hitting the subscribe button. That way you know when we go live, when we post new videos, and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out over on YouTube by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get access to, you got a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat, and you get access to our graphics packages. And finally, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here. Oh, whoa. We're switching back over to snow. Look at this. It's going crazy, guys. That snow is picking up. Oh, man. Look at that. Look at that. That was a nice little flurry. It's still going a little bit, too. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. That was a nice little flurry there. But back over here, if you're buying anything on the Epic Game Store or for an Epic game like Fortnite, Fall Guys, or Rocket League, whether that's on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch 2, your phone, your tablet, your computer, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Now, if we get a little flurry pickup like that again, we'll flip back over to live cam. Check out the snow. Like, I don't think It would have been cool if like I started this before it snowed or right when it started snowing, so then you guys can actually see the accumulation of the snow. But now I don't think really much more is going to be noticeable on the camera. Maybe once it gets over, and we can pop back real quick over here, over this little wood box barrier deal. You won't see the little line there. Once it gets over that, then we're like, oh, fully covered. So, but I thought that was a really cool, different thing we can throw on here. Just got the doorbell camera feed coming in. So yeah, also something different that you guys may have noticed recently. I don't know why I haven't thought of this before. This is something that I could have thought of years ago. People consume our content on multiple different platforms, whether that's YouTube, whether that's Instagram, whether that's Facebook, whether that's TikTok. And we really don't post the news videos anywhere but YouTube. And then I realized, wait, our news videos are typically less than 2 minutes long, which is actually the perfect length for Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, and TikTok videos. So starting, I think it was this week, I'm converting all the YouTube news videos into Reels and Shorts. And I want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on that. If you do like that, do you like the other options and other places and other avenues to be able to watch our content and get our news sent out to you? So whether that is all the stuff we've learned recently this week about Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, new name Royce Keys. I don't know about that one, but I think Royce is the name of one of his sons. So that's where the homage goes there, I think. But yeah, just I want some feedback from you guys. Do you like the regular news videos turned into shorts and reels and pushed out other ways for you guys to see them as well? That's the big question. But as far as Smackdown does go, Friday Night Smackdown here from Montreal, Canada. I think in a video earlier talking about Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles in Toronto, I was wrong. I apologize. It's not Toronto. It's Montreal. One second here. Okay, so as far as the show does go, we get a shot of the Bell Center in Montreal, Canada. Michael Cole set the stage for tonight, tonight, and said that this was a prelude of what we're going to see tomorrow. Hometown hero Sami Zayn welcomed us to the crowd, welcomed us to the show. He basically spoke in both French and English back and forth, which I always like that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool and different. Sami received a massive pop and cheer from the crowd. Once he got into the ring, Zayn addressed the crowd in French before he said that he felt like he had all the momentum heading in tomorrow because he had a chance to become #1 contender. However, before Zayn could continue, the music of Trick Williams hit. And I'm going to say it right now. I think Sami wins and moves on to Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia to challenge for the championship. I just think it all makes so much sense. He wins in Montreal, then he goes where he's loved in Saudi Arabia, and he doesn't win the title. No, Drew, I think we're getting... Oh, here's the big thing, and now I'm going off on a tangent here. Drew's going to be champion going into Mania, I'm pretty sure, but I think BodySlam.net also reported that. I'm like, they're not changing the title now to put the title back on Cody before Mania. No. What I think they're going to do is Drew is going to hold that title all the way to Mania, and Cody's either going to win the Rumble for a third time and tie Austin, or he's going to win the Chamber. But he's getting back to Drew at WrestleMania. That's where he gets his rematch, because they've already started the story of, can Cody get back to the WWE Championship? How can Cody once again earn a shot at the title? Cody's not just getting a rematch, he's got to earn it. And so there's one of two ways you earn it, either in the Rumble or Elimination Chamber. I think, if I'm going to be honest, I think he should win the Chamber and go get it that way, because I would love to see Braun Breaker win the Rumble in dominant fashion. But we'll have to wait and see how it all goes down a week from tomorrow. Anyways, Trick Williams comes out. Crowd does chant the "Whoop that trick, whoop that trick, whoop that trick." With mic in hand, Trick Williams said that he and Zayn were not on the same level. He called Zayn Mr. Too Many Chances and, quote, Mr. Street Corner, as he said that he knew how to get the job done, unlike Sami. Once Williams got in the ring, he said Zayn didn't know what he's really doing here, And he's just spinning his wheels, saying he wants to do a lot of things that he can never do, that he's never been able to do in the past. He reminded Zayn that of his loss for the Undisputed Championship in Montreal at Elimination Chamber 2023. Williams said that, you say you want to be the world champion, the WWE champion. Well, I'm gonna be the WWE champion one day. Zayn acknowledged that Williams was right. He has lost a lot. But Trick is nothing more than a young upstart in the future, a future star, that is. Zayn then went on to say that he and Williams were nothing alike and that Williams would be lucky to be half as good as he was 5 years down the line. That's the thing. That's the thing. Guys back in Sammy's generation, like when Sammy came in, got better way faster than the kids are now. And there's a couple different reasons for that. Back then, you're working all the time. And you're working different people and different styles, so you're learning. You're not going to just some school and just doing reps of the same thing and working with the same green people over and over and over. That is, and I'm not the only one to say this, the one pitfall of the WWE Performance Center. It is that, how do I say it? Green wrestlers are working with green wrestlers. Granted, you go to any school and you're going to train with other green wrestlers. But once you feel like you're good enough, you're going to go out on the indies and you're going to work. And they're going to put you in the ring with guys that have been doing this for a while and that are at a higher skill level than you. But when you look at the Performance Center in NXT, it's a lot of people at the same level. Now, granted, they bring people in like an Ethan Page or a Ricky Starks, or back in the day, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, who's got that experience. DIY, Gargano and Ciampa. But now, NXT is just a lot of PC people. Performance Center standouts, I guess you would call them, that are getting the shot on NXT. Now, you got some that are really, really good. Obafemi, Trick Williams, to an extent, and I could talk for a while on that one. And then you have Kendall Gray, who's like a step above all of them. And only been doing this for less than 2 years. Like, holy crap, is Kendall Gray great. She is super good in the ring, like phenomenal. Got a great look. She's going to be a mega star. But back to Sammy and Trick. Williams refused Zayn. Sammy challenged him to fight, and he's like, I can't face you. I got to worry about my match in the main event. My main event against Damian Priest. And that did lead to Damian Priest coming out. Priest said that he told Williams that he was the guy who did a lot of talking, just like he was doing to Sammy right now. He then claimed that Williams was afraid of him because he wouldn't do anything to him, and said, what do you got to say? What do you got to say? Oh, you got nothing now. And during a lot of this segment, Trick Williams stood out, not in a, oh my God, this guy's amazing way, but in a, oh my God, this guy came from NXT kind of way. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you can see the wheels spinning in this guy's head. What's my next line? What's my next line? Oh, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? Who's going to talk? I got to wait for it. You can see the wheels spinning in his head. This guy was thinking because everything was so laid out for him. You can tell. Like Damian would say something and you can see the look in Trick's eyes where he's like, I got to say, da, 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 da. And then he goes and says it. Or when he went to go, I'll do something about it. And then he freezes, waits for a second. And then he hits Sammy with the microphone. Then he freezes for a second. Then he goes and tries to hit Damian. He's overthinking things. And maybe I'm wrong and I'm overthinking it, but that's just how it came off to me. Trick Williams comes from the Performance Center where everything is laid out. Everything is move for move, word for word, spot for spot. And that's not a good thing. These young up-and-comers need to be able to go out there and sound genuine, sound real, not sound like they're playing a character, not sound like they're reciting lines. And I've said this many times about Trick Williams. Comes off like a guy playing a character. He comes off like Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. I'm a Trick Willie, and I'm gonna be the bear. Like, just, you don't talk like that in real life, guy. I've seen stuff of him, not in character, I guess you would say. And he just talks like a normal dude. So, I don't know. This was all right. Like I said, he hit Sammy with the microphone. He tried to go after Damian. Damian got the better of him, and there we go. It was fine. Like, Trick feels like a big star. He's got it. But then there's just those times where he stands out a little bit the wrong way. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong on that. You could think differently. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Randy Orton was seen watching what transpired backstage before his interview with Kathy Kelly. Orton said that this year was the year of the Viper and that tomorrow he's going to beat Sammy, he's going to beat Trick, he's going to beat Priest, and he's going to go halfway across the world and fight Drew at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. Because, well, he's going to do it with the 3 most dangerous letters in all of sports and entertainment. Commentary, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett talked about what we'd see tonight. And then we saw earlier today footage of Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. Man, Carmelo Hayes is great, but a geek at the same time. Because all he wants, oh, please, Ilya, fight me for my belt again. Oh, please, Ilya, please accept my open challenge. I'm doing it for you. Like, what? What? So weird. And then Miz literally comes up and goes, man, your generation, all the, I want to fight you. I want to fight you. No, you're supposed to hate each other and want to beat each other and be better than the other guy. He's like, I hate you, Miz. And he's like, good. Basically. He's like, you gotta hate everybody because you're never gonna improve and go to the top if everyone's just buddy, buddy, pal, pal, cool, cool, whatever, whatever. And he's not wrong. That's a vet telling a young kid what's up. But we did get Carmelo Hayes defending against Ilya Dragunov with the United States Championship on the line. There was like that one spot, one thing Miz said. He was like, you keep trying to offer this match to Ilya. What did he do for you? He's like, well, he gave me a shot at the U.S. title and I ended up winning it. And my first thought was, he gave anybody who walked out a shot. Tonga should have got that shot before you did, but he kept just watching the TV instead of doing something about it. But now let's talk about it later. Tonga won't have a tag team champions. Anyways. A very good match. Great even. Against Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. Going back all the way to NXT, these two always work so well together. So we got underway with Dragunov countering an early attempt of a first 48, which I'm like, oh, damn, they're going early with the big moves. Excuse me. Carmelo eventually got the upper hand with some chops to the chest of the challenger. Dragunov avoided the last chop and connected with a German suplex and kept the pressure on Hayes. Dragunov chopped down his foe and kept the hold on. Hayes then muscled his way out of Dragunov's grip and avoided a Constantine special. There was a double down spot here as we go to a picture-in-picture break. Yes, I did watch on the USA Network. Back in the match, once we were back from the break, Dragunov floored Hayes in the corner with a running lariat. Both men were on the apron. Dragunov battered Hayes against the steel ring post before he went into the ring and suplexed his opponent, well, into the ring. Dragunov at one point tried to go for a pile driver, but Hayes escaped and delivered its trademark springboard clothesline 1-2. No, match ain't over yet. Both men then got back to their feet and gave each other their best shots. At one point, Dragunov blasted back with a set of rattling chops to the chest of Hayes, followed by a big boot to the face. Hayes then bounced back with a boot, followed by his version of a La Mystica for a near fall. After another commercial break and a lot of big moves attempted, we come back with Hayes stuck on the top rope and Dragunov looking for a high-risk maneuver. The two battled and battered each other with hard shots, but it was Hayes who appeared to get the upper hand. He attempted to go for an avalanche move, and it was blocked by Dragunov, who struck him in the chest, then lifted him from the apron with an impressive deadlift superplex. The two foes then rolled to the apron, and again, were trading hard blows. When you work a Dragunov match, you gotta work stiff, because he's gonna work stiff. You gotta give it back. Dragunov lifted Hayes onto his shoulders. And that's when the U.S. champion countered him. Hayes then hit a swinging suplex cutter right on the apron, which wiped both men out. Hayes then rolled Dragunov into the ring, and he headed to the top rope. The challenger recovered and caught him in a Death Valley driver right into the corner. There was a 2 there as Hayes somehow kicked out. With Hayes still down and out, though, Dragunov headed to the top rope, and The Miz tripped him up from behind. This allowed Carmelo Hayes to hit Dragunov with the first 48 and pin him 1, 2, 3. Why did The Miz get involved? Who the frick knows? Who the heck knows? I don't know. This is a good match with a meh to bad finish. So let's go back into Stormwatch. See some of the snowflakes still roaming around there. I mean, this is supposed to go all night into the morning hours. Supposed to keep snowing until, like, let's see, 6, 7 a.m. There's the weather app. It's supposed to keep snowing till, let's go hourly. Oh, actually, it's supposed to keep snowing all day tomorrow. That's a change from yesterday. What I saw yesterday was snow overnight, stop kind of early, and then keep going. So what is this on Twitch? A new auto mod feature has placed somebody's comment. Huh. Yes, that is spam. Thank you, auto mod. Okay, that's cool. You recognized the spam, what's the word? Chat message. You didn't even let it go. I like that. I will post in the chat. Nope. I do not need to, quote unquote, buy viewers. Deny. You gone. Bye-bye. Where's that storm, Tim? We're right outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, actually, now I'm looking here. It's supposed to snow all day. Get down to 30% in the middle of the day, and then ramp back up even harder tomorrow night. And it's going to be in, like, the highest it's going to get tomorrow is 14 degrees. So, moving forward, we got Cody Rhodes' interview. Michael Cole's getting set to interview Rhodes. He was interrupted by Jacob Fatu, who walked into the interview area. Fatu said that he only gave a damn about giving Drew McIntyre his receipt for knocking his damn teeth down his throat. Rhodes angrily said that Fatu's acting instead of thinking that it was him, and then this got a kind of a lot of control. Fatu talked about how he almost got fired before he got to WWE, and that the choices he made today got him standing face to face with Cody Rhodes. I'm like, wait, what? He almost got fired before going to WWE? That didn't make sense to me. I don't know. Anyways, Rhodes said that he could have been a WWE, it could have been a WWE title match if he didn't screw Cody and mess up. Fatu declared that they didn't make him like him anymore, and he told Rhodes, "I'm very much in control of all of this." Cool. I mean, I know this is supposed to get us hyped up for the match tomorrow, but I'm already hyped up for it, and it didn't get me any more hyped up, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm at a 5, 4, because I think this match is going to be great, it didn't put me to that 4.5 or a 5. I'm still at that 4 after this segment, because it just felt like two guys spinning their wheels, going out there and just filling time, to be honest. Chelsea Green then came up on Jordan Grace and tried to recruit her to the Secret Harvest and was like, hey, I got a match with Jade. You want to be one of my Secret Harvest members and come out there with me and help me and protect me and this and then she wait, you said Jade? Yeah, no further questions. Let's go. Come on. I'm going to be right behind you. Go. And the whole time, Wade Barrett's like, oh my God, Cole. Oh my God. Jordan Grace is in the Harvest. And Cole's like, I don't think that's exactly what's going on here. It's more she just wants a Jade. And he's like, no, Cole, she's in the Harvest. So I thought that was funny. Corey says, was Cody right about Jacob spending time in prison? That's why it took so long for Jacob Fatu to come to WWE. He was in jail. He did like 8 years, I think. And then he went out and worked the indies. And WWE there were people in WWE trying to recruit him, but they were always just like, nope. No, we ain't taking that guy because of his past. We ain't taking that guy because of his past. And finally, enough time passed from that past. New regime in control. They signed Jacob. Like, quickly after Triple H was in charge. You know, he got kids. He got to feed them kids. He got like 7 of them or something like that. Anyways. So we had Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green in a non-title match. Green jumped Cargill early on before the match even started because she got distracted by Jordan Grace, basically standing bodyguard at the end of the ramp. Frickin' Chelsea just came flying off the apron at Jade. But, well, it didn't really do much to Jade. Cargo powered out of Green's attack and slammed her down and stomped at her. Cargo then dropped Green on her back, followed by a follow-away slam. Cargo then hit another follow-away slam and sent Green out of the ring. Cargo then threw Green into the ring and talked some trash to Grace at ringside. Again, this gave Green an opening. They're like, why is she worried about Jordynne Grace? Don't do that. So Chelsea kind of got a little bit of advantage, but it wasn't much. Green tried to hit the unpretty her, but it got reversed. She then went for a rope-assisted pin, but Cargo kicked out. Cargo then recovered and dropped Green with a power bomb after she fought off, I guess you would say, elbow fire from the apron. Cargo then told Grace, hey, watch this. Second person to say watch this tonight. And then she went to finish her off with the Jaded. Well, as she technically finished her off with the Jaded, I guess you would say. She did win this match. She wins the match. Chelsea and Alba disappear, and Jordynne Grace grabs the mic and goes, what was that match? What was the point of you doing that match? You over here doing matches that you don't have to put your title on the line because you're scared to defend your belt? She says, I talked to Nick Aldis. I'm in the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, come after you, and we're going to meet on the other side of that when I take your title. And I'm like, thank God. They're just not making Jordynne Grace another girl on the roster. They're pushing her as a legit championship contender quick, because she is. She's great. She's phenomenal. I wouldn't call her a vet, but she's got the time in this business that warrants she don't got to keep working her way up. She could have totally skipped NXT and been in the same spot a year ago. She's that good. Like, Jordynne Grace is great and one of the best female signees they've had in a long time. And that's not just a gaslighting thing or me going, oh, I'm a big Jordynne Grace fan, so I'm going to talk her up. No, she's just that good. Just that damn good. Match and all that, it was all right. The one weakness of Jordynne Grace, and she's not a bad promo, but her promos could be better. And it's like, she doesn't come off like she's reading lines or scripted or anything, but it's just, I don't know. There's just something slightly off on her promos sometimes. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong and I know what I'm talking about. What I do know is we had a title change in the next match. WWE Tag Team Championships on the line with the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, defending against the MFTs of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Solo and Tala Tonga. Solo told Tala Tonga to head to the back and take the lantern so, they can't try to steal it. Tama Tonga then slammed Gacy early on with a scoop slam as Solo tagged in and teed off with Gacy with a pair of headbutts followed by a running elbow. At one point, Lumis avoided an early cutthroat forearm from Tama Tonga, as then there was a monkey flip basically halfway across the ring. The Wyatts were in control as we went to a commercial break. When we returned, Solo was working over Lumis in the corner with a running hip charge that would make Umaga very, very proud. It was a very Umaga-esque hip attack. Sikoa then tried again to go for the hip charge, but Lumis dodged it and grounded Sikoa with a back suplex. Both men then crawled to their corners. Gacy got the hot tag and unleashed a flurry of offense on the legal man of Tama Tonga. Gacy then connected with a springboard clothesline after hitting a back suplex on Sikoa. There was a suplex into a power bomb by the Wyatts, but Sikoa broke up the pin, barely in the nick of time. Outside the ring, Gacy got thrown into the barricade by Sikoa, but paid for it with a cannonball flip by Lumis. Back in the ring, Tonga Loa tried to get involved, but Eric Rowan took him out, and Jason Mateo took him and Jason Mateo out with a massive flying crossbody. Meanwhile, Tala Tonga would emerge from the back, lantern in hand. Jason Mateo provided some backup as Tala Tonga knocked the big redwood down. They made fun of him, saying he thinks he's a buzzard. He thinks his name's Mercy, but he's Rowan. Oh, Wade Barrett. Anyways, Uncle Howdy then locked the mandible claw on Tala Tonga, though. Sikoa then got him with a Simone Spike. With the ref's back turned, Solo hit Lumis with a lantern, and that allowed Tama Tonga to kind of hit an elevated cutthroat, but not really an elevated cutthroat, just kind of regular cutthroat. And 1, 2, 3, boom. New tag team champions. Yep, you heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. New tag team champions. So Nick Aldis meets with AJ Styles in the back, and he's like, AJ, why are we doing this? Why are we putting our career on the line at the Royal Rumble? He's like, Nick, it's something I got to do. He's disrespecting John Cena. Yeah, he beat him. Cool, that happens. But it's the way he's going about it afterwards that I can't stand for. And I'm going to teach him a lesson, even if I have to put my career on the line. And Nick Aldis is like, okay, if that's what you're really going to do, but that's not the only reason you're here. This is. And Nakamura shows up, Shinsuke Nakamura, and he meets with AJ face to face. And he's like, AJ, what are we doing here? Like the same thing kind of Aldis said. He's like, if you really believe that this is what you got to do, I want something from you. I want to give you one more opportunity tomorrow night to prove that you're phenomenal. And AJ thinks about it for a second. He looks at Nick Aldis, goes, there room for this on the card tomorrow? And Aldis goes, there is. He goes, well, then I accept you're on. So tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event in Montreal, Canada, AJ Styles for Shinsuke Nakamura. And they're telling us already this match is going to be a banger. So these two better put their working boots on because they got to go out there and deliver. Because for Nakamura to say, I want to give you an opportunity to prove one more time you're phenomenal, is them saying we're going to go out there and we're going to fucking kill it. And we're going to steal the show. But it also tells me, oh, fuck, AJ's actually retiring at the Royal Rumble. I think AJ is losing to Gunther at the Royal Rumble. Why would they use the line, one more opportunity to prove that you're phenomenal, if AJ's going to win at the Rumble and keep going for a little bit longer than 2026? I think that line right there, and maybe I'm looking too far into it, I think that line right there is telling us, AJ's losing at the Rumble, daggone it. Next up, we had Nathan Frazier versus Johnny Gargano. Not a bad match. It was a fun little singles match, but I'll be honest, it was nothing special. It was just kind of there. Not good, not bad, still indifferent. Frazier worked over Gargano's arm to start things off. The former NXT champion used a float over to transition into a front face lock. Frazier then got out of it using some acrobatic moves and hit an arm drag on Gargano, again focusing on the arm. Frazier then picked some speed up and hit a drop kick on Gargano to keep him grounded. In the corner, Frazier chopped at Gargano, then kicked him on the top rope. Gargano countered and drove Frazier's face into the top turnbuckle before he pushed him out of the ring. After a commercial break, Frazier caught Gargano with an enziguri, followed by a springboard reverse DDT. Frazier then began to build some momentum with strikes to the face, followed by a springboard axe handle. Frazier maintained control here, and he was hard on the attack. Impressive moves, dodged a couple moves from Johnny and hit him with a running sling blade. Off the top rope, Frazier dropped down on Gargano with a frog splash for a 2. Gargano then rolled out of the ring. Frazier launched himself over the top of the splash, then headed back to the top rope and tried to do a Phoenix splash, but Gargano moved out of the way. The two traded big moves and kicks and everything right to each other's face. Gargano then blocked a springboard moonsault with a kick and hit a modified fisherman's driver for a near fall. Gargano then headed back up to the top. It was to come close to the finish of the match here, and he was kind of gingerly climbing up the ropes, which gave Frazier enough time to get up there and hit a superplex, followed by a swinging neck breaker, but it wasn't enough to get a 3. Frazier then headed to the top again, and Candice LeRae would jump on the apron to provide a little bit of a distraction, and well, he missed a big splash. On the outside, all of a sudden, Axiom would grab the mask that I guess Wade Barrett was supposed to be watching, I don't know why, and put it on Candice's face. Candice then got all like, what's going on? What's going on? Johnny then tried to grab her to help her, and she punched Johnny. This leads to Frazier rolling up Gargano. 1, 2, 3, there we go. So Gargano gets beat because his wife accidentally punched him in the face. Afterwards, though, Axiom had taken the mask back. He was in the ring with Frazier, and then Candice just snatched the mask back. Fuck, say that 5 times fast. Snatched the mask back. I couldn't even say it too. Barely won. But Johnny and Candice ran away with the mask again. Cool, whatever. Then we had the WWE champion, speaking to the live crowd. Drew McIntyre came out, headed to the ring as a proud champion. You can see it all over his face. McIntyre started off by saying bonjour to the Montreal crowd. Apparently that's all he's got in French. He talked about how it's been a tough time for Montreal since it was 30 years since the Canadians won the Stanley Cup. But now they had a champion that they could be proud of in Drew McIntyre. McIntyre said that he saw Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu's quote-unquote therapy session backstage, as he again insisted that he didn't kick Fatu's teeth in. Jacob thinks it was Drew. Drew says it wasn't him. So we're to believe that Jacob actually doesn't know and assumes it's Drew. He then said that if Rhodes survives Fatu tomorrow, he's still going to have to get in line. Still going to have to earn a rematch for the title. He then teed up the 4 men that will be fighting for a number 1 contendership tomorrow night. McIntyre talked about how Sami Zayn might have a whole country behind him. And the crowd started chanting, ole, 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 ole. They were getting louder and louder and louder. Ole, 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 ole. McIntyre said that Zayn was so concerned about winning the big one, he's only doing nothing more than disappointing his son. As he then said, the aforementioned son was disappointed when he opened his eyes and realized, oh, my dad's Sami Zayn. He then said, whoever wins the 4-way, well, they're going to need all the luck in the world when they face him next week at the Royal Rumble. It was just Drew going out there, and it really felt like they said, Drew, you got 5-6 minutes. Let's go out there and talk about the guys and make sure you focus on Sammy, because I'm pretty sure Sammy's winning. Then they got Kit Wilson. This shit's stupid, but whatever. Kit Wilson was being interviewed about attacking Matt Cardona last week. He said that somebody had to clean up the, quote, toxic masculinity that was permeating in the locker room. Cardona then comes up and he starts talking about Cardona's perfect beard and jawline and big shoulders. And he's like, you're just the personification of toxic masculinity. Cardona told Wilson, hey, whenever you want to settle this, I can meet you in the ring. We can fight it out. He's like, look, violence. So, yeah. Okay. You're a freaking pro wrestler guy. You don't want violence, but you're a pro wrestler. I don't get it. Let's go back to Stormwatch really fast. Let's see. You can see more snow has accumulated here because the line right here is less visible. Not by much, but a little. You can see more snow has accumulated on the ground. I haven't measured anything, but yeah, very, very cool. This leads to a triple threat tag team match with the winners getting a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It's Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Julia and Kiana James, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Now, there's a lot going on in this match because there's 3 women in the ring at once, and there was a spot. Like, I looked away for a second. There was a spot, I think, with what I saw. Lash Legend got thrown into the ropes, but I think it was James and a Charlotte. But right before that, you just hear Nia audibly go, that didn't go well, standing on the apron. So I didn't see what spot might have got messed up or something. But freaking Nia just audibly, loudly, everybody can hear her and the cameras picked it up. That didn't go well. Like, come on, Nia. Anyways, as far as the match does go, Legend was in there early with Julia. And the bell rings. The Flair was in there as well. Flair and Bliss actually cleared the ring early on. Things kind of settled down. James had Legend in the corner with a running shoulder charge. Flair then hit her with a signature clothesline as James sent her clothesline on James as she was sent to the outside. Bliss was then tagged in, who headed up top and flew right onto everybody with a big crossbody. After a commercial break, Legend and Julia briefly worked together against Flair, but couldn't get any sort of an advantage. And right around here is where you hear the Nia, that didn't look well. Julia was literally booted out of the ring by Flair, but Legend knocked Flair down with a clothesline on the apron. Flair recovered and it kicked Jax down. Then did a crossbody on Legend. Flair then, James then re-entered, and as Flair hit her, Legend came in with chops aplenty. James then knocked down Flair, though, from behind and tried for a suplex. but couldn't lift her. Legend then came in for an assist for an attempted double suplex, but Flair reversed that into a double DDT. At one point, James started getting into Flair's face, but she got sent into the corner by Bliss, which allowed Julia to get the blind tag. Meanwhile, Bliss entered the match with a hot tag as she looked strong against both Julia and Bliss. There's a Samoan drop by Jax that was turned into a DDT by Bliss, but it wasn't enough to keep her down and keep the match, end the match. Kept the match going, actually. After the top, off the top rope, Julia hit Jax with a missile drop kick as Bliss caught her with a Sister Abigail position. Legend then broke it up with a pump kick to Bliss. Jax then recovered and hit a pop-up headbutt onto Julia as James tagged in and hit the 401k. Legend then jettisoned Julia out of the ring, and she caught Bliss with the lash extension. Legend was speared by Charlotte Flair before she can go for the pin. With all the other women concerned about each other, James kind of snuck in, jumped in, got on top of Charlotte or Alexa Bliss and pinned her 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Julia and Kiana James will be getting a future shot at the Women's Tag Team Championships. When? I don't know. They didn't say, because you got a tag title match tomorrow at Saturday night's main event. Got to get that one first. The match was a bit rough, not all that great. Wouldn't recommend it. Like, go back and watch it. Honestly, Kiana James and Julia versus Rio, whatever they're calling them, not interested at all. I don't think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be all that good. Like, maybe you get Io and Julia in there and you let them do some Japanese spots. It'll be cool. But other than that, meh. Sami Zayn was in the back, tried to clear the air with Damian Priest, but Trick Williams was the one that had a problem with. Zayn volunteered to watch Priest back, and he goes, Sami, what are we doing here? You always want to get involved in other people's stuff. Just worry about yourself, guy. He's like, you know what? I got something else I got to go deal with. I'll see you when I see you. And Sami goes to walk off. Damian goes to walk off, and all of a sudden, Sami walks up to Drew McIntyre. He walks up to him, looks at him, without saying a word, slaps him across the face. Then he slaps McIntyre in response to the words about his son earlier in the night. In the back, AJ Styles was approached by Cody Rhodes, who wished him the best of luck in his match against Gunther. He entered his bus, which, well, had a picture of Drew McIntyre on the door. So as far as tomorrow night's show does go, Saturday night's main event. We have 4 matches that have been announced for the show. First off, we do know that AJ Styles will be taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. As far as a prediction for this match, it's got to be AJ, especially if he's retiring the next week. Got to be AJ getting this big win and hopefully what is a banger. Then we got Cody Rhodes taking on a Jacob Fatu. I think this match could be really, really good as well. And I'm going to have to go with the American Nightmare picking up the victory en route to potentially maybe winning the Royal Rumble. We'll have to wait and see. We also do know that the Women's Tag Team Championships will be on the line when Rhea Ripley and Io defending against the Judgment Days, Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. You know, I wouldn't be disappointed with either decision here, either way this match can end, whether that's new champs or retaining. But I think they haven't had the titles long enough, so Rhea and Io retain the titles. And finally, we have a fatal 4-way match with Randy Orton, Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Sami Zayn. The winner will go on 1 week later to the Royal Rumble and challenge for the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. And boy, what's the saying? Tell me without actually telling me what you're doing. It's Sami Zayn. They got Drew talking about Sami opening this show, which, it was going to happen no matter what because they're in Montreal, but just everything Sami's saying, everything people are saying about Sami, I would be totally shocked if Sami lost tomorrow and didn't move on to challenge Drew for the title of the Royal Rumble. So that's my prediction there. Sami Zayn becomes #1 contender. Remember, all of this show is on Peacock, no more on NBC. Oh, man. Stormwatch. Got some flurries coming in. Oh, boy. You guys missed a second when I was giving my predictions there. It was really rough and hard. As you see, this line here, Less visible already. Less visible already. Like this line right here. Not the whole piece of wood, but like the line. Very less visible, I guess you would say. Kiana James and Julia were interviewed in the back. Julia's whole interview was in Japanese, and then Kiana James goes, well, let me simplify this. She wants to win the Royal Rumble. Then she's going to win that. We're going to win the tag title. She's going to go on and win the women's championship, and then she's going to have 3 belts. And we're going to run everything here on Friday Night SmackDown. Basically, she's saying they're going to be the tag champs. Julia's going to be the world champion and the U.S. champion. I don't see any of that happening. She got the U.S. title. Cool. She ain't winning anything else. I'm going to say it right now. This does lead us to our main event. Damian Priest versus Trick Williams. Williams and Priest locked it up early on, as Williams found himself in a headlock early. The clothesline by Priest that followed by an armbar submission hold. Williams got away from it and struck Priest in the corner as he had the upper hand. Williams struck Priest in the chest with a chop, but couldn't really throw one. It was kind of like, couldn't do much here. Tried to hit him with a couple chops, but it didn't phase him, and yeah. After some effort, Williams delivered a vertical suplex on Priest for a near fall. Williams connected with a leaping neck breaker on Priest. But he couldn't get anything to keep the big man down. All of a sudden, Sami Zayn would emerge on the stage and just kind of stared down Trick. Priest rose up from the corner and struck Williams repeatedly before he shared some harsh words to Sami for being out there. Priest then got to old school, and Williams tripped him up and sent him out of the ring. Williams then took over by throwing Priest into the steel steps and the barricade. We go to a break here. I wrote that very weird to write, go to a break. I wrote, headed to the main event break. I'm like, what? Anyways. Give me one quick second. Why is this doing? Oh, there we go. When we returned from commercial, Priest and Williams were trading big blows. Williams hit his patented big heel kick to stop the momentum of Trick, but only got a 2. Williams then lifted Priest onto his shoulders, but couldn't capitalize. Priest looked like he had the South of Heaven set up, but Williams escaped. Williams then used a big kick as he and Priest then kind of knocked each other down simultaneously with pump kicks. Outside the ring, Williams gained the upper hand with a flapjack on the announce table as they threw Priest onto Zayn at ringside. The action then entered the ring, and Sami charged at Trick Williams and attacked him, causing the ref to call for the DQ. So Zayn attacks Williams and left him stunned in the corner. Priest stepped up to Sami, upset that he got involved in his match, expectedly. And Williams took him out with his trick shot knee. Williams then appeared to stand tall once again, but didn't really count for well. Who's missing here on this occasion? Randy Orton. Randy would come in and hit him with an RKO. Orton then posed on the turnbuckle as Sami recovered and got to his feet. The two kind of stared it down, and we knew exactly what was coming because what happened? Sami standing here, Randy standing here. Randy did the slight turn, look back, look back, look back, take a step, boom, RKO to Sami Zayn. It was so telegraphed. It's the same thing all the time. Am I going to hit you with it? Yeah. Am I going to hit you with it? Yeah, I am. This is the same. And Randy is the one standing tall at the end of the night. With that, ladies and gentlemen, was Friday Night SmackDown. I wouldn't call it a bad show, but it felt all of that 3 hours. Like it really, really did. But with all of that, you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's Friday Night SmackDown as we go and refresh the polls. As I go check all of that, you guys can watch the snow. Let's go and refresh everything. Refresh. As far as the Threads poll does go, 53% like the show, 35% thought it was just all right, and 12% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 75% like the show, 12% thought it was just all right, and 12% didn't like it. As far as the community poll does go, basically the same, 75% like the show, 12% didn't like it, and 12% thought it was just all right. And finally, looking at the live poll, 86% like the show, 7% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. With that, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, we will be back live tomorrow night following Saturday night's main event on Peacock. So we'll see what happens there. Who moves on to face Drew for the WWE Championship in a week, and if anybody else declares for the Royal Rumble. Oh, speaking of that, forgot to mention in the Smackdown review, there was a Roman Reigns hype video. Roman didn't say anything, and then it just says, Roman Reigns declares for the Royal Rumble. You couldn't even get this motherfucker to record lines or something saying, I'm going to be in the Rumble. But Roman will be there next week. With that, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.